comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. The best thing about India and most other Asian countries is the open chemists. Like, you do not need a prescription for fucking anything here. There are so many fucking chemists and pharmacies around that it's just a fucking free-for-all. You just rock up and ask for anything, they'll give it to you. You're just like, hey, can I get 120 Xanax for my sore shoulder, please? And they go, do you have a prescription? And you're like, no. And they're like, all right, that will be 24 rupees. And it's cheap as well. That's the other thing that's fucking great about this country is the pharmaceuticals are cheap and you don't need to fuck around with the doctors to get the drugs. You just fucking rock up like I did today on the way back from my walk. So I've been listening to this guy, David Sinclair. He's some fucking biologist. He was on Rogan a while back. He's been on a bunch of other different fucking podcasts, but he's this biologist that studies anti-aging shit. And the cunt's 51 years old and he looks about 32. And he said he did a test about 2 years ago that told him his biological age, and he said it was 31, and he's 51. So anyway, this cunt, he's an Australian dude too. Most of the best cunts are Australian, but they got to get the fuck out of Australia. 3 or 4 pop into mind, and I'm one of them, so that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, I've been listening to this cunt, David Sinclair, the anti-aging dude, and I've listened to like fucking maybe 20 or 30 hours of his shit. I listened to him last year or the year before too, but he just recently popped up on something and I started watching him again. And he basically says there's a few different things you can do to stop the aging process. One of them's to eat less, like 1 meal a day, maybe 2 meals a day, but fast and all that sort of shit. The other one is to exercise, which is obvious. He's like, put your body under stress. But not all the time. Just you need to pulse the stress every now and then. Like every few days, put it under stress. Go in the sauna, do some exercise, fast, that sort of shit. But who gives a fuck about that stuff? That stuff sounds like work. What I want to know is, what can I take? What can I put in my body to stop it from aging? I don't even want to go backwards in age. I want to just stay where I am now. Because I was a disgusting piece of shit from about 21 to about 3 weeks ago. So I'm happy just to stop here. So what he recommends to take, well, he doesn't actually recommend anything. He tells you what he takes because he's not a doctor, which is good. He's a biologist. He's a scientist. Everyone loves scientists, don't they? Well, this particular scientist is the world's leading expert in anti-aging. So what he takes himself to stop the aging process is a combination of a few supplements and a drug, one drug. So the supplements he takes are D3 and K2, and then he takes this thing called resveratrol, which is some bullshit from fucking red wine or something like that. And he also takes this supplement called NMN. The letter N, the letter M, and the letter N. And I looked that up, and that is as expensive as fucking cocaine. And he takes 1 gram a day, and I think it costs like $100 for 10 grams of the pure shit. So they're the supplements he takes. And then he also takes this one drug. It's called metformin. It's a diabetes drug. They give it to people who eat too much cake, but apparently it helps clear out DNA or something. I don't know. I barely listened to it. I'm just like, this cunt sounds right. I tell you who doesn't sound right. The 930,000 fucking scientists trying to get me to vaccinate. That's who. David Sinclair, what do I need to take? Diabetes medicine. All right, I'll go grab some now. Chuck it down. Without hesitation, I was down at the chemist asking about metformin. Sorry, what? The government and the WHO recommend I take the vaccine. How about you shove it up your fucking ass? Sorry, Dr. Sinclair, what were you saying? Oh, you're not a doctor. Okay. Sorry, David, what were you saying? I should take metformin. Oh, you're not actually recommending it either. You're just telling me what you take. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. You say you're 51. You look kind of like 31, 32. I don't know if you've had plastic surgery or not, but your hair looks good. You look good. That's enough evidence for me. That's my peer review fucking study. A little bit of look in the eye and a little bit of that gut feeling. I'm not beyond rolling the dice. Don't worry about that. So on the way back from the walk today, I stopped in at a chemist and I just wanted to ask him, I'm like, do you have metformin? And he's like, yeah, how much do you need? And I'm like, how much does it cost? And he went and got it. He looked at it and he said a sheet of 20 is 17 rupees. 17 rupees. An Australian dollar is 55 rupees. So for 20 fucking metformin tablets, it's something. It's less than 20 cents. So I'm like, fuck it, just give me 2 packs. It's fucking crazy how cheap the pharmaceutical drugs are here. I feel like starting a business where I send medicine from here overseas. That sort of sounds like a drug dealer, but you call it drug dealer, I call it healer. So I got my metformin. I haven't taken it yet. I still need to think about it. I generally, as a rule, don't take pharmaceuticals. But I don't know, maybe I'll experiment for a little while, see what the effects are, and then report back. I'd prefer to be taking the other supplements, but they're too fucking expensive. If I was on the NMN and the resveratrol and the fucking protein powder, I'd be spending more money on my shitty body than fucking LeBron James does. So anyway, we'll see how Boyle's anti-aging program goes. Maybe we'll get a few extra years out of this podcast. All right, that's it for tonight. Have fun, and I'll see ya the fuck later.